I've been thinking a lot lately about why it feels so ridiculously hard to make AI agents actually work together inside my own little AI lab here in Panama. I'm Elena Revicheva, a solo founder building everything with a heavy dose of AI augmentation, and this question keeps me up at night. Let me bring you into the messy reality. I have several agents running at any given time, one that researches new papers, one that writes code, one that reviews pull requests, one that talks to users, and another that tries to keep my personal knowledge base up to date. On paper, it sounds perfect, a little swarm of digital coworkers. In practice, it's more like herding very confident cats who all speak slightly different languages. The first problem is context. Each agent starts with its own narrow slice of the world. My research agent knows the latest ArcSieve papers but has no idea what my product roadmap looks like this week. My code-writing agent understands my codebase but doesn't remember the painful lessons we learned from last month's user interviews. When I ask them to collaborate, they keep stepping on each other's toes because they literally don't share the same memory. I've tried giving them a shared workspace. I built a central vector database where every agent can read and write. Sounds elegant, right? The reality is, they drown in noise. One agent drops a 20-page summary of a new transformer paper. Another agent later tries to use that summary to decide on a UI change and gets completely confused. The signal gets buried under layers and layers of previous conversations. It's like trying to run a company where every employee writes a 500-word memo about everything they did that day and then expects everyone else to read it all. Then there's the coordination problem. Humans are pretty good at knowing when to speak and when to shut up. We read the room. Agents don't. They're either too passive and wait forever for instructions, or they're overeager and start rewriting each other's work without asking. I once watched two agents get into an infinite loop where one kept suggesting a feature and the other kept removing it, back and forth, for 40 minutes until I stepped in. It felt like watching two interns argue in a meeting while the actual work stopped. The deeper issue, I think, is that these agents were never trained to be part of a small, founder-led ecosystem. Most of the big research on multi-agent systems assumes you have dozens or hundreds of agents in some simulated environment with clear reward functions. That's not my world. I'm one person with limited compute, limited time, and a very specific set of goals that change every week. My agents need to be more like thoughtful colleagues than interchangeable compute units. I've been experimenting with something I call memory handoffs. Instead of every agent having access to everything, I force them to write extremely concise summaries when they finish a task. One sentence that actually matters. Then the next agent has to read that single sentence before it starts working. It's crude, but it cuts the noise dramatically. The research agent now ends its runs with something like, key insight. New attention mechanism reduces inference cost by 40%, but breaks on long context, relevant for our mobile deployment plans. That one line is pure gold for the engineering agent. I've also started treating my own attention as the most valuable resource in the system. Instead of hoping the agents will sort themselves out, I insert myself as the coordinator at specific checkpoints. I review their proposed plans together in one place, and I make the hard calls. It feels a bit like I'm still doing most of the thinking, but at least the agents are doing the heavy lifting on research, drafting, and exploration. The honest truth is, we're still in the very early days of this. The tools for true collaboration between agents inside a resource-constrained, founder-led environment basically don't exist yet. Most frameworks assume you're either a massive company with an MLOps team or you're just playing with toy examples. There's almost nothing built for the messy middle, where one exhausted founder is trying to 10x her output without burning out. That's why I keep showing up to this problem every day, because the payoff is enormous. If I can crack even 30% better collaboration between my agents, it changes what one person can build. It changes how fast I can move from idea to shipped product. It changes what a solo AI-augmented founder can actually achieve. I don't have a clean answer for you today. What I have is a lot of scars from things that didn't work, and a few small practices that are starting to help. Shared memory with ruthless summarization, clear handoff protocols, treating the founder's attention as the bottleneck instead of pretending it isn't, and a whole lot of patience. If you're also trying to make agents collaborate inside your own small setup, I'd love to hear what's working for you. This stuff is hard, but it's also where the real leverage lives. The future doesn't belong to the team with the most agents. It belongs to the one that can actually get their agents to work together without driving their human crazy. That's what I'm building toward, one frustrating but hopeful experiment at a time. Thanks for listening. Talk soon.